Still loading?
Should be live.
Fire. I do see it. All right. And it's kind of blurry. Is that just my internet? Why
Still loading?
is it blurry?
Should be live.
Fire.
I'm hearing all my feedback from you, by the
I
way.
do see it. All right. And it's kind of blurry. Is that just
Oh,
my internet?
yeah, bro. You got some mad feedback going on right now.
Why
loading?
is it blurry?
Should be live.
All right. I guess we need to talk.
I'm hearing all my feedback from you, by the way.
I could grab my headphones, but that's gonna.
No, I think it was on my end. You should be good now.
Alright, then let me just grab my headphones, but I'm gonna get kicked out. I would say make your stream private then. Just delete that one, make a private stream. Let me grab my cable. Give me 2 seconds, you guys. Mic check. Can you guys hear me? Can you guys hear me? Mic check, mic check.
Yeah, you're all good.
Mic check, mic check.
Oh.
Ryan, can you hear me? Looks like it's working.
Yeah, you're all good.
Fire, and it shouldn't have any more feedback. It's still a little bit blurry from your end, but it's all good. Do me a favor, go into streaming queue.
I don't know. Your voice is cutting in and out. I think that's just your internet. It should be up to 720p. That's the highest I can get for you, though.
What? Why is it? Maybe it is. Alright, let me make. Normally I could see it perfectly fine.
You might want to go into the settings and change it.
Alright, let's get started. It's all good. I'll fix it while we're on the go. And we're live. Welcome, guys. Welcome to the Blockchain Universe Gamers Podcast. I'm your host, Jerome, and on my left we have Brian.
What's up?
From Block to Central, and we're here to talk to you guys about blockchain gaming. Brian, tell us a little bit about blockchain gaming, what's going on in that universe.
Yeah, so blockchain gaming, for those of you that don't know, it's essentially just, regular gaming on, console or PC or anything like that. But the main difference is that it has blockchain integrated or cryptocurrency. So essentially what that means is you're playing the game. Say you open a chest or you beat a monster, you get, a piece of armor, a sword, whatever weapon. That item, instead of just going into your inventory, being a part of, the company's code that they own and, part of that game, it is a non-fungible token, which means it is a crypto asset that goes directly into your crypto wallet. And what that means is that you own it, you can sell it, you can trade it to other players, you can give it to your friend, you can do whatever you want with it. If they allow it, you can transfer it from one game to the other, so you can say take a piece of armor from one game, bring it to the other. Or an actual live example, take a CryptoKitty from CryptoKitties, bring it over to say Mytherium or Somnium Space and either transfer it into its own digital trading card or make it into a live 3D walking, breathing, looking at you with, eyes moving digital cat, which the possibilities are really endless, and this is all part of blockchain gaming. So if you want to continue from there.
Absolutely. So, gives you guys a little idea. It might sound like a lot, but it's really simple. I like to break it down this way. How many of you guys play Fortnite? I'm sure there's a lot of people out there playing Fortnite, buying skins, playing all these different games, and you're buying these objects. But when you're buying these objects, you don't own those objects. Those objects are typically owned by the company that makes them. So for example, if you're playing Fortnite, the game is owned by Epic, and they're the ones that own the items, the skins, all the things that you use inside of Fortnite. Whereas with blockchain games, you own your assets. You own your skins, you own your swords, your guns, all your objects. You can own them if the game allows you to be able to trade that asset with other people. You can do so within the game and with external exchanges. One of the top exchanges right now in the blockchain gaming sphere is OpenSea, and they're going to be at the North American, New York, or NFT NYC next week. It's going to be an awesome conference. If anybody here can make it out to that, you're going to be able to see a lot of different blockchain games. One of the ones I'm most excited for right now is called Neon District. It's an art-based game. Brian, what's your favorite blockchain universe or blockchain-based game?
That is an excellent question. At the moment, it is between a couple. My two favorites at the moment would be Axie Infinity, just because of their most recent Blood Moon Rising update, bringing lots of content to the title, as well as Dissolution, which is a free-to-play Steam first-person shooter that has blockchain integration, and that's mostly because of their zombie mode, their upcoming flight mode, and all the content that they currently have out for it.
Awesome. Yeah, man. A lot of different games are popping up in this space left and right. There's so much news going on day to day, and I'm sure there's going to be a ton of news next week due to NFT NYC. What else? What other news are you seeing that's grabbing your attention this week?
Quite a few things. Blockchain Cuties has been updating their game quite a bit. They just started stage 5 of their Cutie Land, adding in a few new characters to the game that you can purchase, a few assets for their upcoming Wars of Cutie Land. They still have discounts on their titles. As we were talking about Somnium Space, they are launching their new second, full-fledged update overhaul, if you will, in the next week or two, and they just started actually having players' digital lands and what they've been creating in their parcels showing up real time in the world. So now you can actually start to when you go into Somnium Space and start walking around looking at the different lands and walking in between one person's plot of land and the other, you can actually start seeing some of their creations show up, some of their buildings, homes, architecture, whatever they decide to create. The Six Dragons is now on Steam. It is not out yet, however, you can add it to your wish list, which is a open world RPG powered by blockchain technology, which is really exciting that we're starting to see more of those titles make its way to Steam, just because it's such a popular platform for people to download and play games very easily. One of the easiest methods that I'm aware of. The Sandbox, which is a kind of similar but not really to like Somnium Space and all those, where you have plots of land that you can buy and then build things on, except the Sandbox is more kind of like cubic, like CryptoVoxels or Minecraft, and that it's like blocky, but you can make pretty much whatever. They have giraffes and trees, totems, and really anything that you can imagine creating. You can make, you can build, and they just started their second wave of their land pre-sale, I think. Yeah, just today, so that was at a 30% discount, around $30 for a plot of land, which is a little steep, but depending on what you do with it and how much you can potentially, make back, whether by selling the plot of land or, making some revenue from whatever you decide to build on it, then, it can work out well for you. But the game's, it's developing quite well, and hopefully it should be out by the end of the year, so that's something to look forward to. Chibi Fighters 2.0, I know we were talking about that a little bit last week. They're still in development, working on the game. I do believe they have the first official version out and live if you have some packs of cards, which is a blockchain integrated digital trading card game similar to Hearthstone or Gods Unchained, which I'm about to get into. Like I said, they have I don't know if I said it yet, but they have a Kickstarter campaign coming up. So they have the page up on the website. It's not live yet, but it's going to have new bonuses and discounts, that sort of thing, to help fund the game and the progress for it. So, if you're interested in crypto or trading card games or, any one of those things, just gaming in general, that's one to look forward to. And then for Gods Unchained, they have Trial of the Gods coming soon, which is apparently their first official tournament or championship or whatever you want to call it, with a major prize pool and fierce competition, all that sort of thing, as well as a browser based marketplace. So instead of having to actually download the client, load it up, and buy, sell, trade, whatever from there, you can just go onto their website, go into the marketplace, choose your rarity, common cards, uncommon cards, legendary cards. It'll show you the price and the amount of total minted cards that there are available for sale, at least I believe for sale, or the total amount minted. I don't know which one yet. I don't think they gave you a specific response on the marketplace, but it's cool that they have a browser marketplace so you don't have to go through all the hassle of getting the game and downloading all that just to sell your cards if you have any, or buy any if you're trying to get into the game and pick up a few legendaries. And yeah, that's pretty much all for just kind of major updates in crypto games for the past week or so.
Yeah, there's so much going on in this space. It's awesome. I love all the different games. There's so many different card games. There's so many different new, first person shooters and all sorts of style games that are coming out now that just so much fun to play and experience. Is there any games that are exciting you that you're excited to check out? I think you said Gods Unchained, right?
Yeah, that's one that I'm fairly excited for. Some of the others, Blockchain Cuties, I'm definitely excited for. The Six Dragons looks absolutely incredible. I don't know when that's supposed to launch, but the, skills and the item inventory and just the huge open world and the graphics looks absolutely stunning and amazing to me. So if something like that, if we can start getting some full-fledged crypto role-playing games, MMOs with, these weapon sets and armors and real digital assets that could become worth $1 or $2 that people would like to trade, then, I'm all for it. Quite a few titles that I'm looking forward to, though. Most of them are still in development, so, pretty much all of them that are looking at to play. All the large-scale ones are either in alpha, beta, or some sort of developmental stage, so there's a lot to look forward to.
And so we talked about different card games, regular games that you would see on the web, games that you could see on consoles. But what I'm really excited to see now is that we're getting some VR-based games like Somnium Space. I've seen a couple of other VR blockchain games where you'll be able to take your items, your assets into different virtual worlds, building different cities. Is there any VR-based blockchain games that have gotten your attention?
Not for specifically VR. I know there's a few that I was looking at that were in development for VR, such as, I believe, A Turret's Life. I know Battle Racers is coming for Decentraland, which is where the majority of these VR-based games are starting from or being developed for, as far as I'm aware. Even though I know they kind of put a little bit of a hold on their VR integration, Battle Racers is still planning on going full force ahead with their VR integration and development, so that's very exciting. Which is a kind of, it's a racing game, as you can imagine. You get different parts to build a vehicle. All of those parts are crypto assets, so you can trade them, sell them, keep them in your wallet. And then it's, in VR or on browser, you go and you send them out the race, you got the track, and it's kind of all three-dimensional, going up on the ceiling and down below and on the walls and just kind of everywhere. Looks really good, but as far
That
as
sounds
VR and
awesome.
crypto integration, I don't know of too many. Those are pretty much the two big ones that I'm aware of, and only Battle Racers is the real, actual in development VR crypto game that I am truly aware of. So I don't know if you've heard of many of them, but I'd be very interested in that.
I have not. I'm actually excited about that racing one you just brought up. That sounds really cool. There's so many different games though, and it's still a brand new industry for anybody that's listening. We're this whole industry started 10 years ago, and then when it comes in terms of blockchain gaming, that industry in itself just started probably 2014, and it's just been rapidly growing year by year. You got Ubisoft working on Hashcraft, other blockchain companies that are creating games, other gaming companies that are creating blockchain games. It's just an ever expanding market. we don't have to just talk about blockchain games though. This podcast is for us to be able to talk about all sorts of not just games but tech. But there are other games that are really grabbing my interest that I'm excited to talk about. One that I'm really excited for right now that I want to bring up is Half-Life Alyx comes out next month. It's a VR game that's off the Half-Life series from consoles. They actually made the Half-Life 1 and Half-Life 2 has an unofficial VR mod that you can go download and be able to attach and play on your Oculus Quest. So I'm excited to check that out soon. You guys can check out Blockchain Universe's YouTube channel. You'll see me soon playing from the beginning of Half-Life 1 to the beginning of Half-Life 2, just in time for us to see the beginning of Half-Life Alyx. Is there any other VR games that are grabbing your interest, Brian?
Not particularly games. I know I've been seeing a lot on the just released Walking Dead. I believe Onslaught was the one. No, Saints and Sinners. And then, obviously looking forward to Onslaught, which is the second Walking Dead VR game that's going to be coming later this year. So both of those seem very interesting. But really, as far as VR and upcoming, the one that I'm really focused on is Facebook Horizon. Mostly because I always see it as coming soon in my Quest store, and I'm just always kind of wondering when it's going to hit, whether it's, the end of 2020, beginning of 2021. Maybe they're going to do just kind of like a random early launch this summer or fall or something like that. I don't know how it's going to look when it, starts off, but I'm very excited to see what it's going to be and how it's going to continue to develop, and how it is with having your own personal space, kind of like Altspace or Somnium Space or any of these other VR platforms where you can kind of create your own world, maybe a shop, maybe your own home or an amusement park, or just whatever you'd like, and then to go and share it with your friends if there's any way to monetize off of that, or if it's purely for open source community, or even if it's going to have some sort of issues. Kind of a sidetrack, but I don't know if you've heard of the very recent Warcraft 3 relaunch that Blizzard just made. There was a big debate going on, or not really a debate, but like a heated argument, whereof they have custom maps in the game, and apparently for at least the new relaunch, any custom maps that players create for Warcraft 3 is the intellectual property of Blizzard. So if they decide to go and take that map and, sell it, put it in the store as like a paid map or something, they get 100% of the profits. It is their property. You don't own the map, so essentially you're just creating the work for them to profit off of. And so if Facebook decides to go in even a similar direction, I can definitely see how that can spark a lot of debate amongst, VR users, as well as just, where this is going to lead in the future if people start creating digital lands that are owned by, big corporate companies, and where that kind of takes us. But that's, that's just a little tangent there of, upcoming, platforms and titles and whatnot. So, yeah, how about you? How about yourself?
So many exciting VR games, so many exciting just console games, so many different things that's going on in this space. But back in blockchain and ending it off with, one of the games that I've been playing a lot lately called Splinterlands. I know recent news, they started an ambassador program. They have this general pitch that they're looking for ambassadors that can be able to, reach out to different companies and people in their local area to really help promote the game. So here's the general pitch that I found from Splinterlands.com on SteamPeak. It says like, "Hi, I'm Jerome. I'm a Splinterlands ambassador. I'm working with local businesses to bring Splinterland games to players in my hometown. Splinterlands is a trading card game. The game started in 2018. To date, we've played 12 million games. The players have traded more than $1 million worth of cards between each other. The cards are worth over $5 million, and the game has hosted tournaments worth almost $100,000 for the players. Accounts are free on Splinterlands, but if players want to earn prizes, they have to unlock an account upgrade. Normally, these upgrades are $10, but these promo cards make that upgrade free. As players rise up higher in the ranks, they can earn more and larger prizes. To rise up in the ranks, many players buy booster packs. The code on this card unlocks the account upgrade and also tracks who brought players into the game. I can log these codes to the store and a portion of any sales of booster packs that come through players from these codes will go to the store. So unlike trading card games that went digital and cut out the retail stores, Splinterlands makes you partners in the success of the game. I also have this poster that I can hang, and players can scan the QR code. They'll be tied to this store, and portion of the revenue from what they spend on packs go to the store. So I'm not asking you to buy anything. I'm wondering if you'd be willing to distribute these cards and hang this poster. I think that's awesome. It's cool that they're getting this to, getting ambassadors to really push this in different stores and get more stores tied into this digital community, this digital ecosystem where people will be able to play these games and have fun just in this world of blockchain games and owning their own assets. What do you think, man?
Yeah, I definitely agree. I think that's a big part of what makes blockchain games and this entire ecosystem kind of work is the fact that you can earn these items and then you own them. You have them. They're in your wallet. You can trade them if they're limited edition. You can wait until the value goes up and then sell them. You can hodl them and keep them. Use them for the game itself. Some cool features like I know Mytherium has, and hopefully a few of these other crypto trading card games has, is that you can actually upgrade the cards. So you win some matches, you get some experience or some sort with the card, and then you can actually spend it on the card to improve it, make the attack and the defense better, just make the overall card more powerful than it originally was, and or more limited depending on how many of said upgraded card there is, and then the amount of players playing. If someone wants it or if a lot of people want it, they're gonna fight for the price, and the value is gonna rise. And you're going to start from a 50-cent card, and then you play a few matches, and then next thing you know, you have a $5 card, you keep playing, and then suddenly you have a whole deck of 50, $10 cards, and that's, a $500 deck that you earned for free, made for free, and, it's really cool, the things that, blockchain gaming is allowing us to do in that aspect, just like with CryptoKitties being able to take them over to Mytherium and turn them into digital trading card games. When you can take an asset from one title and bring it to the other, and not just have it be, for the exact same use, but to give it, a new purpose and to, make it fresh again, and instead of just, some random asset that you spent, a dollar or 50 cents on, 2 years ago, and it's just a photo sitting in your wallet. It's now something that you can take and add to your, deck of cards and go and battle with, and is actually a powerful addition, whereas if it was still on CryptoKitties, it would just be another still image. So, those type of, upgrades or just evolution in the gaming world, use cases, is what I'm very excited to see in here, and what I'm seeing a lot of more and more in the recent past few months, as opposed to because the space is still so new. So 1, 2, even less than that years ago, a lot of this stuff didn't exist, or it wasn't fleshed out. The technology just wasn't there yet. They didn't think of it, or they didn't have a way to do it. So as time goes on and the technology improves, and more and more people are interested in this, we're going to be seeing the use cases for it skyrocket quite a bit. We just saw Scott somewhere in here, I believe.
Oh, Ken, yeah. Ken was just here a second ago, but Ken. All good. It really makes no dull cards. There are dull items. It's just all the time there's new items or new assets that are available for other games. It's just such a great use case to be able to have assets that aren't stuck to just one game. Imagine, guys, if your old Pokemon cards that are probably sitting in the attic could then be used for a different game that you can play. Imagine taking your Pokemon and putting it into either Alt Space or I don't know, like Apex Legends, and having your Pokemon be a skin for your different games. You know, there's so much different use cases that you can do with these assets. I love what's going on in this space and can't wait to see it grow some more. There'll be a lot more news for you guys next week as well as the week after when we have NFT NYC on February 20th. Can't wait to share all of what's going on in this space with you guys. You guys can always check us here in AltSpace every Tuesday at 8 p.m. Also on Saturdays at noon Eastern time. We do weekly meetings. We'll have a new space this week. It's been a pleasure having you guys and speaking with you guys, and hope to see you guys soon.
Yep. Thank you everyone for joining this week, and yeah, take it easy everyone. As he said, we'll see you all back next Tuesday.